What's going on, everyone? Happy Friday to everyone. Hopefully everyone is doing well, staying safe, healthy. If you had to take a COVID test, hopefully you have tested negative. If you did test positive, I hope you have a full and speedy recovery with no long COVID issues. Didn't really have time for a pandemic update today. As you know, usually I would come out to work, then about the middle of the day would go home, do the update, sometimes come back, not always come back out. But given today is Friday and that today has been relatively busy day so far, I felt, you know what, let's just stay out here and do another one of these talks that we have been doing lately. I did have one topic in mind, but another topic came to mind around midday today, and that is, do you notice a lot of people being tired more frequently? I notice it. It's something I have dealt with back in 2020, 2021, to some degree today as well. I think you know what I'm leading up to. People are more tired and maybe have a loss of energy post-COVID infection. Now, can stress over the pandemic and, just the pandemic in general cause it too? Yes, it can. But what we're focusing on today is people who have had a COVID infection and are now dealing with energy loss, tiredness. Now, for me personally, let me tell you my story about it. Happens in multiple different ways. Back when I first got infected and then dealt with long COVID, it would happen, my stomach would get upset. It'd be like a pressing feeling and whatnot. And whenever my stomach would start hurting, I would get tired, and it would just be a sudden onset. It could last a few minutes, it could last a few hours, it could last multiple days. It's one of those things I have been dealing with, and not as bad now as it was then. Still does randomly happen. Knock on wood, or in this case, knock on the wheel. It hasn't happened as frequently. There's another way that it's been impacting me, and that is I'm dealing with moderate asthma now. As you know, I've said it several times. I'm now moderate asthma. When I get short on breath, that does make me tired. And it's something that's a problem. And it's something I have to deal with. And I'm sure there's many other people out there who have had a COVID infection have to deal with this. Now, back to the first thing that causes it. In terms of my stomach getting upset, that can happen at random. And I'm starting to learn now that it's food or an ingredient in food or a spice or a seasoning that triggers that. And it can also trigger something else, which is something for a whole nother topic, but I will briefly touch on it. It can trigger me to have episodes where it's as if food is stuck in my throat, and oh yeah, that's really bad. And down the line, that is something I'm eventually going to have looked at. I figure one issue at a time. Let's deal with the energy loss and the breathing issue first. But anywho, getting back to the point today. So maybe you find yourself to be more tired. Maybe you feel that you're having a lack of energy. I see a lot of people saying this on social media. I see a lot of people saying, man, why am I constantly so tired? And when someone says that to me, the first thing I say is, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been infected by COVID? And they say, well, now that you mention it, come to think of it, I have had a COVID infection. And I go, aha, you might want to talk to your doctor. You might want to look into that. Maybe it's caused a certain, when you get your blood test, maybe there's a few numbers, maybe whether it be vitamin D or something else, that is low. And maybe that's why you're having a sudden onset of fatigue. Tiredness. Maybe that's what's happening. And nowadays, I would still suggest, have it looked into. But given we're entering into winter wave, we're in the day of technology. I could even use this phone right here or a computer and talk to a doctor if I wanted to. Find out if you can do telemedicine. That's the best thing to do now. Now, for me personally, I'm going to be starting this treatment pretty soon for my breathing. Maybe at the end of this month or sometime in early December. And when that happens, I'm going to have to go to an infusion center. Could I do it by myself? Well, sure, but first I would still have to go. the first 3 times, and then they would show me how to do it. I just can't see sticking a needle in myself, other than the fact that, yes, I now do have an EpiPen, and I can use that in emergencies if I'm having like an allergic reaction or something, or whatever the case may be. But the point is, I'll go in person to do these injections. But for something like loss of energy or something, talk to the doctor. Now, for a blood test, you're going to have to go to get your lab work done somewhere. And there are rare instances where you can have someone come out to the house. I actually did last winter, we should say, back in February. I had someone come out to the house. It was a study for something, and they took my blood work. That was fine. But again, I asked, do you find yourself tired? And if you do, think, did you have COVID? There are so many people out there that do not want to attribute their new issues that they're having. Doesn't even have to be the tired issue. There's hundreds of different issues that you can have from COVID. There's many people that have long COVID and they don't know it. And if you're feeling a loss of energy, constantly tired post-COVID infection, and it's been, several weeks, maybe even several months out, guess what? That is a form of long COVID. And you just may have never known that you have long COVID. I hear so many people with all these different issues, and sometimes I don't even say, I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, yeah, you have long COVID, and you just don't know it. And I mean, I don't want to be the one to break it to them, or it'll lead to a whole conversation like, oh, COVID, no, it's not that. That's the one I get the most. No, it's not from the COVID. You can't just put the blame on everything from COVID. Well, yeah, you can for many different things. Of course, not everything's COVID, but when it comes to a lack of energy, constantly feeling tired post-COVID, yeah, you can put that on a COVID, because COVID can cause energy loss. I know when I was first infected, the number one thing I did for that several week period, almost a month-long period, I slept a lot. I just did not feel like doing anything. And today, I heard that. I've had multiple Starbucks deliveries today. Of course, when I'm picking that up, I'm wearing an N95 mask because Starbucks was insanity today. I heard several people say, man, I'm just so tired today. Just worn out. I mean, I get it. The weather's getting colder. That can make you tired, but I don't hear it happen this much pre-COVID. I mean, of course you would hear the case, yeah, I stayed up late to watch that Monday Night Football game. Ugh. Now I'm so tired for work today. Okay, I get it. There's those instances. But I'm hearing it just on random Tuesdays or Wednesdays. Oh, it's Tuesday, and I'm already tired from the work week. Yeah, hello, red flag. Are you getting enough sleep? And if you say yes to that, did you have a COVID infection? And there you go. And unfortunately for some people, this does turn severe. Some people post-COVID, it gets very severe, where something as little of a task as maybe driving to the grocery store, maybe doing some chores around the house, doing the dishes, cooking dinner, just those little things. That's it. They're tired. They have to sleep for multiple hours. Yes, breaking news. That is a real thing. If you haven't followed my channel, I have touched on that before in the past, how that can happen in bits and pieces. We've talked about long COVID many of times. There's over 500 different videos on my channel, hundreds of them being the pandemic update, and also special videos, well, talk videos like these. So, again, if you're feeling like you're having a loss of energy, you're really tired, talk to your doctor, especially if you had COVID. Go out there, talk to your doctor, and tell them what's going on. Check for antibodies. Maybe you did not have COVID, but you don't know that you've had COVID. And maybe you have antibodies. We know asymptomatic cases can lead to long COVID as well. And you can get tested to see if you've had COVID. I never did it. It was it was beyond the point at that point. I mean, a year later, I didn't do it. Do I kick myself for not doing it? Yes, I do, but I didn't. Here I am. Here's what I'm dealing with, which is ups and downs. It has its ups. Some days it's better. Some days it's worse. Whatever the case may be. But today we're talking about you. And yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about today is correlation between COVID, post-COVID, and people being tired, because it is a real issue. I mean, I've even seen a case, multiple cases now since COVID started. Someone sitting behind a wheel at a red light, and it's like, hello, the light's green now, you can go. You give a little toot of the horn, and oh, they wake up. Oh, oops. Did that happen before COVID? Sure, yeah. That's a story for another day. I can go on about that as well, but I see it happen way more now, and it's something really serious. People having a loss of energy post-COVID. Alrighty, that does it for this video. If you learned something and you're new to my channel and you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe to my channel down below. If you want to learn more about COVID, fatigue, long COVID, go to my website. I post a bunch of stuff there. There's other people that have posted stuff there. We're still in a transition phase on some of the sections where I am slowly reorganized. It's a long process. I work out here all day, then I got to do these updates here, and then somehow every once in a while I get to do that. I know. One of these days I'm going to set aside a day where I do nothing but work on the website. It's coming soon. Alrighty, I will see you guys again next time. Share this with your friends, too, if you know anyone who needs to see this content. Alright, see you again next time. Until I see you again next time, stay safe, everyone, and thanks for watching.